The preceding program was brought to you in part by FTD. FTD.com for all of your gift-giving needs. This week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Heather Milardo, who is the Development Director for the Estuary in Old Saybrook. Heather, welcome. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm great. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for coming down. How have you been? It's been a while.
It has been a while. Yeah. No, we've been good. Busy.
Good. What's going on with the Estuary? There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It's trying to, right now we're just spending a lot of time trying to reassure people.
Okay.
But also making sure that we're continuing to bring in the programs that people need and want.
Right.
But our Meals on Wheels is really our critical function right now. That's where we're putting a lot of our time and energy.
Well, we'll talk about that tonight probably a couple times, but let's open it up with the Meals on Wheels program and what's going on.
So right now we are trying to navigate some funding uncertainty, as most nonprofits are. We're fortunate that in a lot of ways our funding has remained flat.
Yes.
Which seems great on paper. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, what that means is that as more people are coming on, the funds aren't there to support the extra people.
Right.
As we're all struggling with finances right now,
mm-hmm.
right? Every time you pay your electric bill, you go to the grocery store, those numbers are higher.
Exactly.
So people are trying to balance paying their bills with buying food, which means we're seeing a lot more people coming onto the program, and with flat funding across the board,
mm-hmm.
it makes it a lot more difficult to absorb those costs because our grocery costs are going up too, right? The same as anybody else's. Right. So it's a lot of balancing right now, and a lot of really reaching out to the community and trying to get a lot more community support. Which we've been very fortunate we're seeing, but it's it's tough for people, and they're trying to make some difficult decisions.
Right.
But we just we want people to know that we're still there for them.
Right.
We're going to keep doing the program. We've never had a waiting list.
No.
Our hope is that we never have to. So it's juggling things right now. But everybody's feeling it. And this is it's nothing new. We've always had this struggle with funding not keeping up with inflation.
Right.
We'll weather it the same as we've always done. It's just right now looking at a lot more internal community support than previously.
Exactly. Now, how long have you been with the Estuary?
8 years.
You like it?
So I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I still do. I couldn't imagine working anywhere else. So it's been, I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to help with the growth of the organization too, because as an organization, we've changed a lot in that time.
And how have you changed?
So we have really incorporated a lot more of the health and wellness piece, right?
Okay.
I had mentioned as, trying to keep up with those programming aspects.
Mm-hmm.
As generations change, obviously their needs change.
Right.
So what people were once looking for in a senior center, which was, they wanted to come in and play pool and play bingo and cards and really have that social aspect.
Yeah.
And we fed that need. What we're seeing with the next generation, especially as the baby boomers are all hitting retirement age and starting to join, they want a lot more of the activities and the health and wellness piece. So we have a lot more fitness programs. We have a walking club. So now we're balancing, we have the book club for people who want to sit and read and just have that social time together with the people who want to be outside and they want to walk. I'm not saying there's not overlap. Obviously there is. But it's really expanding those fitness classes and making sure that we have a lot more opportunities for people to stay active. And alongside that, we've also built in the past few years a wellness center. So now we have a holistic approach to aging as well. So we have massage therapy, we have meditation, we have singing bowls, we have a PT, we have haircuts, foot care, we have benefits counseling, free health screenings, hearing screenings, memory screenings. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. So anything people need as they're aging and they're hitting that retirement age, our goal is to be able to provide that for all of them and be that place, no matter what they need, that they can come to as a resource.
Now, are those services every day, or are they?
There's a schedule. They're not every day. They're typically every week. So, if you wanted to come in and get a haircut, we offer that twice a week.
Right.
With a physical therapist, she's typically there every day, but you have to schedule with her.
You need to schedule an appointment.
Yeah. So it's usually weekly programs, but we still have our art classes. Right. We still have games. We still have bingo every Tuesday.
Yes.
So there is something for everybody. We make sure that that's still available, no matter what somebody's, interest needs are. There's always something that's going to satisfy that. It's just making sure that we really stay up to date and, kind of keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on and what people want.
Right.
And that changes. And the nice thing is we can adapt quickly with that. Right now we have a call out for volunteer instructors. So an idea was brought to us about having an astronomy class.
Okay.
So we are working with Wesleyan to bring in an astronomy professor and do classes in the evenings at the Estuary.
Nice.
And it kind of brought this idea up, well, what if we could do more of those free classes?
Right.
So we've had suggestions, everything from somebody offering to do CPR and first aid classes to additional meditation, kind of a movement to music, just a lot of different opportunities and opportunities beyond what people maybe typically think of, right? So we want people to keep that, that love of lifelong learning, that they can always find something new to be passionate about as their time frees up, or even if it doesn't, we can offer some things in the evenings as well.
Nice.
So, yeah.
You guys are very
busy. So we
busy.
got a lot going on. It's busy.
Now, how much fun is bingo? Last time Stan was here, we talked about it.
It's always fun.
Is it?
Bingo's always fun. Yeah. There's an energy in the room. People are excited. They're serious and they're committed and they're playing the game. So what's been nice is we started last year alternating. So during the winter and spring season, we do it in the afternoons.
Okay.
So for people who don't like to come out and drive at night, we have an opportunity for them to still come out and play. And then over the summer, when people are doing a lot more during the day, we switch back to evening. And I think we've been able to reach a new audience of people that maybe didn't know it was there.
Right.
Or people who are looking for something to do in the summer while they're visiting. They can bring their kids and grandkids. It's open to everybody. There's not, you don't have to be a member to come play bingo.
Right. And now as far as members go, you have to be what, over 50?
Yeah, 50 and over, which it always catches people off guard. We talk about being a senior center and, there's nobody out there who's 50, 60, 70 years old. They'd be like, oh yeah, I'm a senior. So we really are, we're more of a community center focused on adults, right? So that we're trying to get away from the stigma associated with senior center and aging, but they are geared toward older adults.
Right. And that's why you changed your name to the Estuary.
Yes.
Because Stan and I talked about this.
Because people would see senior in the name, be like, oh, that's not for me.
Yeah, no, Stan.
And we really want, it's for everybody.
Right.
It really is. There's a lot of opportunities for people.
Now, let's talk about funding and how the big, beautiful bill and the state budget will affect the Meals on Wheels program.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, we were very in a way, fortunate that our funding remained flat.
Okay.
We had some concerns about what way that was going to go. It's a concern every budget season. So it did remain flat. The problem is because there's been such a hit taken to Medicaid and SNAP benefits,
Yep.
it's really going to affect a lot more people, right? So now they are having to make that decision between staying in their home, keeping their electricity on, or eating.
Right.
And that's not a decision people should have to make.
No.
So we have already started to see and will continue to see a lot more people needing nutritional assistance. So that's where the Meals on Wheels comes in. It's people who they have trouble getting out to the grocery store. They have trouble standing at the stove for long periods of time. Or just people who are not able to cook for themselves, to provide for themselves.
Right.
So it's, I think that it's not easy. You can't categorize people who are using the Meals on Wheels program. People come to us for a lot of different reasons. And for some, those reasons are personal. For others, it's just at a most basic level, I cannot afford a nutritionally balanced meal.
Right.
And that's where the Meals on Wheels program comes in. And that's what makes it so critical too, right? Because we're talking about people from all walks of life, all abilities, all socioeconomic backgrounds, and trying to make sure that they have just the basic nutrition they need to be able to stay in their homes is critical. So we've been a little bit nervous about this.
Yeah.
And then, to find out, we heard a lot, with the state budget trying to make up for some of the federal cuts.
Yep.
And they did for a lot of areas, but unfortunately not in the aging and disability services. We still remained flat there. And that's, you have to understand, you can't help everybody, but we're trying to help our community.
Right.
So that was it was disappointing to see, but we're also trying to be understanding that there's a lot of need out there. So, but what that means for us is now the people who are now going to struggle with increases and more pressure on their own personal budgets are going to be leaning more on organizations like the Estuary for that nutritional assistance. Right. And whenever you have flat funding, that means the funding's not there for increases, right? So if we're doing 350 meals a day, which is about average for us, now we have to do 400, but we're still trying to make that work with, say, $1,000.
Yeah.
Right? $1,000 doesn't provide the same number of meals.
No.
It still provides the original amount.
Right.
And then the cost of raw foods is high, and that keeps going up. So it's, again, we're needing to do more with less. Right. So flat funding is not flat. It's actually a decrease when you look at it that way.
Now, let's talk about I know you from previous conversations with Stan, you guys have a delivery service for meals, but you guys also have meal sites as well.
Correct, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So our nutrition program is separated into two. We have our Meals on Wheels program, but then we also have a congregate nutrition program.
That's the word I was looking for.
So, yep. So Monday through Friday, we serve meals at the Estuary in Old Saybrook, at the Senior Center. And then we have 3 other satellite sites for nutrition. So we have cafe sites in Killingworth, Clinton, and Old Lyme.
Okay.
So it's a nice opportunity for people to come out, have lunch, and make new friends, be able to socialize with people, see new people, meet new people.
Right.
That isolation piece, trying to combat that is what is so important, right? We saw it a lot during COVID, how detrimental that was to people who didn't have the socialization. You see massive decreases in just general health outcomes whenever people are isolated. So our congregate program gives people the opportunity to come out and get both their social and their nutritional needs met.
And meals at the Estuary are Monday through Friday?
Meals at the Estuary are Monday through Friday. In Old Lyme, they are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
Clinton and Killingworth, I'm going to mess up.
Check the website for
Clinton
more.
is, I believe, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Killingworth is Wednesdays.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's a nice opportunity for people to get out and get a little bit of both.
Exactly.
Right? Get out of their house, have a nice hot meal. For both the congregate and the Meals on Wheels, for some people it's the only hot meal they're eating all day.
Right.
Right? So that's where their nutritional needs are being met. And it sure beats opening, a can of something and reheating
Yes.
it in the microwave.
Yes.
Right? So all of our meals are meeting 1/3 of their daily recommended
Right.
nutritional needs.
Yeah.
And that's really important to people. We see less recurrence of hospitalizations,
Okay.
less instances of people having to be institutionalized, whether that's a rehab facility, a hospital, or an assisted living facility, if they're having that nutritional need met. So it really goes beyond just a meal.
Right.
And they have a personal one-on-one connection with somebody every single day
Right.
that's either serving or delivering that meal, and that's important as well.
Now, I'm sure your food service director is feeling the pinch of the pinch of the budgets and what's going
he is.
on.
He is. It's tough. A lot of it is working with our vendors to try to make sure that we're getting the best deals that we can. One of our board members has been actively working on trying to kind of source where he can,
Right.
to see if we can find the things that are a little bit more difficult or a little bit expensive.
Right.
But we're not going to reduce the quality of the meals
No.
that we serve.
No. And how are the meals?
They're great.
Are they?
They're great. The staff, we eat them every day.
So you guys probably eat them every
We do.
day.
Yeah. That's lunch every day. So, and they're great because you have things, everything from, today was country fried chicken, or country fried steak. We have salmon, there's pasta, every day it's something interesting, it's something good,
Right.
and it's healthy.
Exactly.
Right? It's not overly salty. It's not filled with preservatives. So it really is making sure that people get what they need, and trying to maintain better health that way.
Absolutely. Now let's talk a little bit about the background of the estuary, and where you guys are in Old Saybrook, and
Yeah. So
hours of operation. And
we celebrated 50 years last year.
That's right,
That
you
was our
did.
big anniversary
That's
year.
right, you did.
Yeah, so we've been doing this a long time. We've been in our current location since the 90s. 93, I believe, was when we broke ground and built the current senior center. Before then, it moved around to VFWs and
Okay.
so, yeah.
Didn't know that.
So yeah, but we've been at home there for, I guess that makes it about 35 years.
Sure.
I'm not always great at knowing that the 90s was not 20 years ago.
No, me either.
So we are at 220 Main Street. So we're right off Main Street in Old Saybrook.
Yes.
Very easy to find. GPS is not always accurate, but we always tell people if you pull into the plaza with Paperback Cafe
Yep.
and AAA,
You're in
and
the
just
back.
drive until if you went any further, you'd be swimming.
Exactly.
So we're right on North Cove back there. So it's a beautiful location.
Yeah.
We try to do a lot of outside. Our Tai Chi instructors will, during the summer and the nicer months, she'll do Tai Chi out on the yard. Some of our paint classes go outside. We do monthly happy hours from May through September. So we bring in live music. People can come, get some, appetizers, have some drinks, and listen to live music out on the patio. Enjoy the marsh, enjoy the views and the weather. So we're really in a great location with the center. So we hope people continue taking advantage of that and really come out. And even if it's just to come for the happy hour, come see what we're about,
Right.
take a look at it. At the very least, it's great music.
And from what I hear, the patio and the gazebo is actually really cool to see.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That was one of the things that whenever we were shut down in 2020, it really gave us an opportunity to kind of revamp everything and give it a little refresh. And the patio and the backyard were one of those things because we wanted to be prepared should something happen again. that we had the ability to
Right.
move programming outside, so we could still provide programming for people rather than,
Shutting down.
one of our fitness instructors, she was fantastic, but she was, she's doing exercise programs in the parking lot.
Oh,
Because
good.
that was
Right.
it was the most level, safest place,
Right.
but we really wanted people to still be getting out, and she was, Kathy was great about that. And but now with things the way they are, it opens up a lot more. So it gives us a greater opportunity to be outside, which is fantastic for people.
So I also see that we have September fundraisers.
Yeah, speaking of being outside.
Yeah,
so,
let's go outside.
Yeah, so we're gonna do, last year when we had our anniversary gala,
Yep.
the format of it was, I think it was just comfortable for people. We did a nice sit-down dinner, we had music, we had dancing, we had a silent auction, and it was just a really nice kind of low-pressure opportunity for people to come together and celebrate,
Right.
while also raising money for Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, there you go.
So, looking at the success of that, we were like, well, we have a kitchen, we have great food, we have a great location. What if we just brought that in-house and we did it, in our own home?
Right.
So we will have a tent and tables out on the back lawn.
Okay.
We'll have live music, we'll have the auction again. All of the food will be prepared in-house. We have a very talented, kitchen crew that they put out amazing meals. So it'll be really nice to bring that home for us. So we have that going on. Tickets are on sale through our website.
Okay.
So anybody who's interested in learning more can visit the website. They can call, but they are on sale now. So we hope to get a nice turnout. It's September 6th.
Okay.
It's the first Saturday in September.
Okay.
So the weather will still be beautiful.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to being outside.
What time?
Starts at 5 o'clock,
All right.
5 to 9.
Okay.
Yes.
And I see we also have a chef's table event on August 2nd.
Yes. So speaking of, our food services and the amazing meals that they can create, we do a couple of times a year, we do our chef's table dinner. And
Yes.
it's a limited seating 5-course dinner to bring people in and give them a little taste of the quality of food that we're putting out. Where we're not limited by, state nutritional guidelines.
Okay.
We can be a little bit freer and easier with
Right.
with the ingredients and the spices and what goes into it. So we have, this one coming up in August. We have a pork tenderloin, we have braised short ribs, and stuffed shrimp are the 3 entree choices. So it's always something interesting. It's always something good, and people come back time after time.
Right.
Before they're leaving, they're like, "When is the next one? Can we sign up?"
Yes.
But it's limited seating. It's only 32 people. So for that one, we have,
Oh, wow.
so we have people that are calling the next day. Is it sign up time yet? Is it sign up time yet?
No.
And we have to kind of hold firm to those dates. But it's a great evening out.
Yeah.
So I know people really enjoy that, and we have to have more to-go containers. So
Yeah, right.
because there's so much food,
Yeah.
right? You're getting a soup course, a salad course, first, and then your mains, and then a dessert, and it's always delicious. You don't want to stop eating it.
No.
But at some point, your body
Yes.
is going to tell you you need to stop.
You need to stop eating.
But that's a hard thing to do sometimes
Yes.
when it tastes that good.
Yes. And that is
It's August 2nd. It's
Okay.
at 6 o'clock on August 2nd.
Okay. Is
So-
it inside or outside?
Inside.
Okay.
Inside. We've done them outside before. It gets a little bit harder, especially being on the cove. We don't want it to get buggy.
Yeah, I know.
So anytime there's food involved, we just feel a little bit safer having it inside. But yeah, so it's in our community room. It all gets cleared. All of the tables get cleared out, and it truly is just this event.
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back.
Scan
Scammers know that losing weight and getting in shape is one of the most popular goals. This popularity has led to a slew of scams involving vitamins, supplements, and weight loss formulas. Always be wary of advertisements and customer endorsements promising miracle results or immediate weight loss. Don't be quick to trust endorsements. Many scammers use pictures of celebrities or well-known company logos without their permission. Avoid products that claim to help lose weight without diet or exercise. Check a product's ingredients with the FDA and research the company with bbb.org before purchasing.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Heather Milardo from the Estuary. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sticking around. All right, so let's talk about the thrift shop that you guys have, and you're no longer downstairs from the Estuary. You're up the street and around the corner.
Something like that.
Sure.
A little bit easier to access.
Yeah.
So several years ago, we had outgrown the space, right? The thrift shop is such this amazing community piece that we really needed something that was both larger,
right,
as well as a little bit more visible. So instead of being tucked back in the in the lower level of the estuary, we found this great space. It's out on Route 1, over by Job Lot and Staples in that area, and it's been fantastic. So we have, they're running sales every week. Right. But the thrift shop is, talking about funding for Meals on Wheels, internally, the thrift shop is our biggest fundraiser. We have one staff person. Everybody else that works in that shop is volunteer. They're giving their time because, they enjoy the socialization, but also because it allows them to make a difference. Right. So, they're coming in every week. They're setting up the displays, they're ringing people up, they're packing, they're sorting, they're managing the donations that come in. So everything that's donated comes in, gets processed, priced, goes out on the floor. So then everything that we're making off of that can immediately go back into the Meals on Wheels program. So
now, does the inventory change, or is it always the
It
same?
does. No, it changes all the time. Things move pretty quickly, but we also have donations coming in. Twice a week, we have donation days because there are specific volunteers that do the processing. So twice a week, we have new items that are coming in, so that inventory is changing pretty regularly.
Oh, wow.
And then twice a year, we do seasonal changeovers.
Yep.
Right. So we're not selling beachwear in November,
no,
and we're not selling winter hats in June. No. So there's a massive switch twice a year for that, right. In addition to just what's coming in and out. So there's men's and women's clothing, accessories, housewares, dishes, there's furniture. So there's a little treasures there. Very few people come in and don't find something, right? So there's a little something for everybody. So it's nice to kind of have those treasures to find. And then I think people appreciate knowing that they're helping neighbors in their own community, right? Like it's not a massive, national chain. It's a local organization helping local people. Right. So every item that is purchased is helping a friend, family, or neighbor. Right. So it's pretty incredible. So, and we're very lucky. The volunteers that we do have are absolutely amazing. Kim, who is our thrift shop manager, she has it down. She knows exactly what's coming in, what's going out, exactly how to price it, how to move it. So it's a well-oiled machine over there. But what they do is amazing too.
Right.
And it's also nice. The community outreach piece of that is pretty incredible too, right?
yeah.
So people who might not know who we are, they see the sign, they stop in because who doesn't love a bargain?
Right.
And just through being in there, they learn a little bit about who we are as an organization and how Meals on Wheels works and how it's helping their neighbors.
Right.
So it's pretty amazing.
Now, what are the hours of the thrift store?
So it's Monday through Friday from 10 to 3:45, 9 to 3:45, and then Saturdays from 10 to 2:45.
Okay.
So.
And you guys also, if people want to donate, they can come and drop stuff off, or?
We ask that everybody make an appointment
Gotcha.
to drop it off, just so that because it has to go around the back of the building, it just helps keep that a little bit cleaner. But yeah, they can call the main number, which is 860-388-1611, and extension 219 will get them to the thrift shop, and somebody will make an appointment for them to bring things in. So it's Mondays and Thursdays are donation days, and the ladies and gentlemen that we have working over there are really good about making sure the timing works for everybody, so that there is a convenient way to make it happen. So yeah, because 10 o'clock isn't always going to be convenient for everybody.
No.
So it's just making sure that works for people.
Exactly. And let's see. Let's talk about the wellness program and in a little bit more detail about each program.
Yeah. So it's, it really started whenever we moved the thrift shop off-site, right? Before that, we had all of our wellness programs that were all using the same health office.
Oh, great.
So it was very minimal what we could do, right? We had, an instructor or a provider come in. It was like, you can only have Monday afternoons. This is the only slot we have available. So being able to open that wellness center downstairs, it really gave us the opportunity to expand what we were doing, both in what we already offered as well as what we were bringing in.
Right.
So with the hairdressers, they're there every Tuesday and Thursday, but then they might be able to throw in additional days. It used to be just, wet down cut. Now they can actually do everything. So they do blowouts, they do colors, they do trims. So it's a nice chance for them to really service a lot more people and provide a greater service than they had been before. The benefits counseling, we have 2 benefits counselors that come in. One is he does Medicare and Medicaid counseling.
Oh, okay.
And then we have somebody from the Choices program, which is funded through Senior Resources.
All right.
And she can come in and she is kind of broadly looks at all of the insurance possibilities. So they're really both helping people evaluate what their needs are based on their doctors, their medications, everything they need. All of those things are factored in so that they can have all of the information they need to make the choice that makes the most sense for them. So the benefits counseling is fantastic. The health screenings, we have in the past, things may be changing a little bit as the Yale contracts have changed.
Sure.
But we have historically done blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes screenings. Mm-hmm. She was coming every week to make sure that we could provide those screenings for free. We have free hearing screenings. We have an audiologist that comes in and does those every month. The physical therapist, we have a physical therapist on site Monday through Friday, and they do their own scheduling and billing. So they're able to take care of that in a space that people feel comfortable with. Right. And that's really a lot of it, is making sure that even when we're bringing outside providers in, that they're doing it in a place where our members feel at home and feel comfortable, right? It's not always easy to find somewhere new, right? You don't always I don't want to make a doctor's appointment and drive and, do this just to have my blood pressure checked.
Right.
So they can, while they're there and doing other things, they can have those things done. We have an amazing foot care nurse that comes in every week that people are lining up for. She's regularly booked out sometimes 3 months at a time.
Oh, wow.
But people look forward to that. It's something that's really critical to mobility, so she's able to keep people on their feet. We have a couple of art classes that are also really, they're not termed art therapy, but I think any art that you do is
Exactly.
therapeutic.
Right.
So I think that's a fantastic thing. We offer, we do the AARP Safe Driving and Taxes every year. So that's always happening. We have people coming in and doing educational programs. We have 2 massage therapists that are coming in every week to do massage therapy.
Cool.
We have, we had Healing Touch. We're transitioning that with a new provider to meditation. So we'll be offering meditation classes soon. We have, memory screenings, caregiver support groups. Right. So it's really making sure that body, mind, and soul are all taken care of, right? You can't be healthy with just one piece of that. You have to make sure that all of the pieces are taken care of in order to live your best life and age in a way that is going to provide you with an active, healthy, long life.
Right. Now, as far as let's talk about supporting community organizations like Middlesex County Community Fund, the Westbrook Foundation, the Rotary.
Yeah, we have, as I mentioned, we're getting a lot of local support.
Yes.
And these are organizations that have always supported us very generously. So the Westbrook Foundation, they've been great about supporting really programs that best support the residents of Westbrook.
Right.
Community Foundation in Middlesex County has always been a huge supporter of everything that we do, from our programs like Meals on Wheels to the HVAC system that we just got. We just finished a massive HVAC replacement that it took us a couple years to get that the whole way through. We worked with through the state as well to make sure that we were really taking into consideration that a lot of our members do have compromised immune systems. Right. So how do we protect them? How do we best protect them against airborne illnesses?
Right.
And really the answer to that was a complete replacement of the HVAC system and making sure that the air purification was, up to par. So they've been great about supporting, both programmatic as well as special projects like that. The Lord Foundation, the Rotary. We've just had a lot of support from these family foundations and community foundations that really, push the program further. They're able to provide support that makes sure that no matter what, funding uncertainty we have, no matter what fluctuations we have, they're always there to support the programs and make sure that we at least can count on having that, from, both individuals and from the community. And that's huge for keeping the program going as well as moving it forward.
Community Foundation, Middlesex County, they're a wonderful organization.
They are fantastic, yes.
Cynthia.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Thayer.
And Thayer, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very easy to work with, just lovely people in general.
Yes.
But their entire board is fantastic and so supportive. So
Yeah.
So they're great.
They are. And
Yeah, we couldn't do what we do without the support of organizations like that.
I'm assuming so is the Westbrook Foundation. I don't know
Yes.
much about the Westbrook Foundation, but I
Yeah.
have heard of them.
Yes. Yeah, and they really do a lot to support, Westbrook residents.
Right.
And given that Westbrook is one of our bigger towns, they're very supportive of our program.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay, I'm ready.
How many towns?
9. You want me to name them all, don't you?
No.
I can.
Go for it.
We get Chester, Clinton, Deep River, Essex, Killingworth, Lyme, Old Lyme, Westbrook, Old Saybrook.
Wow. Oh my God.
I have to do it alphabetically in my head.
I was going to say, no, I don't want, I did not want it done
Yep.
alphabetically. I just wanted it
That's the only way I can do it, not quickly.
done randomly.
So yeah, so we serve 9 towns, which is a little bit different as a senior center. Most senior centers are municipal organizations, or they're
Right.
municipal senior centers. We are a little bit different. We are regional. We are nonprofit.
Yes.
So we serve all 9 towns. However, that being said, because we are not municipal based, we're really open to everybody. The only time we really have to stick to those 9 towns is when we're talking about the Meals on Wheels program or our medical transportation program.
Right.
Then we really do have to limit it a little bit more. But we have members that are coming in from, Madison, East Lyme, Montville,
Okay.
all over, all over the state, that they see what we're doing and they want to be a part of it. And we can, very fortunately, open up our programs to anybody. So it's nice. We have thousands of members.
Yeah.
So, and they come from everywhere, but yeah, the bulk are those 9 towns.
And and I know you just mentioned the transportation program, and that's obviously by reservation.
It is,
or
yeah.
appointment.
So we have 3 drivers and 3 vehicles, 3
Okay.
Subarus that we
Yep.
use. And they make an appointment, they call David, they make an appointment,
Yep.
and they're able to then take them to and from their doctor's appointments. The nice thing about that program is the driver waits with them.
Okay.
Right, so they're not driving them off, and then the person is coming out of dialysis or chemo when they're not feeling well and having to wait to be
Right.
picked up again. Right, they have a driver who is in the parking lot waiting for them as soon as they come out.
Right.
So it makes it a little bit easier and a little bit more comfortable for people to know that they can count on that service. And because I mentioned that we have Subarus, I have to mention, Reynolds Subaru.
Okay.
When we talk about getting support from the community, they are and have been for years one of the most steadfast supporters that we have.
Oh, yeah.
As far as a private company, they are number one. So they are always there. They have, their staff will come out and drive routes if we get stuck, and we have cancellations from our regular drivers. So they've delivered Meals on Wheels for us. We were their charity of choice this past year. So they're very, very giving and very generous.
Wow.
So I have to give them some recognition.
Yeah,
too,
go.
because
Yeah, no.
it was amazing what they were able to do, especially this past year through the Share the Love program.
I think I saw that online somewhere.
Yeah, I hope so, because it was a pretty big deal.
It was.
For us, especially.
No, it was. And what other fundraisers and events do we have coming up?
So I mentioned our happy hours. We have our happy hours. It's the 4th Wednesday of every month through the summer, through September. We have bingo every Tuesday. We have the chef's table coming up. We have our big fundraiser in the fall in September. But then we just have, regular events going on. We've had a lot of interest recently. We've been doing a genealogy program,
Okay.
which we've had a lot of interest in. So she helps people find the resources that they need, teaches them where to look, goes through the, all of the different services and the different possibilities. I know she has a couple trips planned to historic societies. So that's a fun one going on. We have the warrior competition. So it's a fitness-based competition.
Okay.
It's great. This will be our 2nd year for it. And we have our personal trainer who's on staff. He creates a challenge course. You sign up in advance and everybody has a time challenge. So they have to complete the course, and our top winners from that course then go on to the I think they call it the buzzer challenge, where they have to race each other, and then the winner, the top winner gets.
They keep moving up.
They keep moving up. So
Cool.
yeah, so it's really great, and it's nice because everything we do is really modified, geared, and tailored for whatever a person's ability is, right? So we have this program, and it can be whether you're an intermediate fitness person or like master fitness person, right? Whether you're intermediate or advanced, it can be tailored to you, and there's 2 different categories. With our gym, with all of our fitness programs, all of those, every single program, our instructors, our personal trainer, they all gear those programs to match whatever the abilities are of the person who's participating. So in a single class, you can have people who range across the board, right? We have people who come in with a walker and some people who jog down the stairs.
All right.
Right? So anybody can take part in them, and everything can be adapted and tailored to whatever that person's ability is. So we don't ever want anybody to feel like they can't participate in something because, oh, well, that's too advanced for me.
Right.
I promise it's not. Anybody can take part in it. So we really try to make everything as accessible as possible for everybody.
Now, as far as if people want to make a donation
Yes.
to the Estuary, they obviously can.
They obviously can.
Yes.
And we want to make it as easy as possible. I mentioned we're a nonprofit. We do rely on support.
Yes.
We don't have a membership fee. It is free to become a member. So we really rely on community support. So we have a couple of ways. Obviously, people could always mail a check, stop by, but then also through our website, which is www.yourestuary.org.
Okay.
There's also a donation ability
Oh, is there
through
a
the
button?
website as well. There's a button.
There's the button.
There is a button. And most of our classes as well. So our special events and a couple of our classes can all be registered online also.
Now, as far as the classes and the special events, as far as registration goes, how far out do you go before the event? Because I'm sure the events fill up pretty quickly.
They do. We're typically about 6 weeks out
Oh, okay.
for whenever we have an event.
All right.
We usually start registering about 6 weeks before.
Oh, okay. Now, let's talk about the website. What types of information can they find on the website? Everything.
Everything. We have a very extensive website, but we have very extensive programs.
Yes.
So you can find everything from the menu for that month. It could be registration for one of our events. There's information about some of our regular classes.
Okay.
How people can get involved, how they can volunteer. So really there is something for everybody on the website. If you want information on something, you can find it.
Now, as far as volunteering, what types of volunteers are you guys looking for?
So we have, within the Meals on Wheels program, we have packers and drivers.
Okay.
We have people who work the front desk. We have people that work in the thrift shop. We have board and committee members. So a little bit of something no matter what you're interested in. And then we have people who, are instructors. Most of our instructors are volunteer instructors.
And as far as, obviously, as far as donations goes, no donation is too small.
Correct. Every donation helps. So we have people who are donating $5 every month.
Oh, wow.
That is huge,
Yes.
right? Over time, that sustains a program. And then we have people that just once a year, they'll do a one-time donation.
Right.
So really no donation is too small. Everything helps.
Heather Milardo from the Estuary, thanks for some time, and hopefully we'll see you again
Thank
soon.
you so much. Yes,
got it.
absolutely. I appreciate you having me.
Not a problem. On behalf of Heather Milardo from the Estuary, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next time. The preceding program was brought to you in part by FTD. FTD.com for all of your gift-giving needs.